So what's up everyone, and welcome to a very foggy East Texas morning. Out here with the cows this morning. How you doing, guys? What's up, Chocolate Chip? You're doing way better, aren't you, buddy? Yeah, you're doing way better. Okay guys, can I fill up your water all the way? What's up, sheep? You're looking fat. Very good. See, good girl. See, look at you, sheep. Calming down great. Okay. Well, they don't need too much water. Let me tell you something. This thing here is a lifesaver when it comes to time. Now, it takes, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, less than that to fill up these 75 gallons of water here. When it would take me, you know, maybe upwards of 20-25 minutes to fill up the water for the day. So now, this thing here just is a lifesaver and is really helping me out as far as time wise, and as far as, like, you know, if it freezes in the morning, you know, we don't get too cold here, so it doesn't freeze all the way through. I know I still need to paint this. I know a couple people have said that, hey, you know what, you should paint this black. This has got, you know, a darker coating on it, and they said the black would help, you know, help it not freeze, and I will do that. We're just not anywhere near the point right now to where we need to do that. And that actually brings me to my next point here. We got this little window, we got this little pocket of like 2.5 weeks to where, like, it's gonna be, I know I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now, but it's gonna be in the mid, maybe even high 70s, might touch 80 degrees. And yes, this is December. Only get down to mid 40s. Sometimes we saw one day where it's gonna be 61 degrees at night as the low. So what it's doing is giving us a little bit of a window here to grow some grass, and I think that we might be able to do it. What's up, ladies? Huh? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I know you love the scratches. Let's go check on your hay. A couple days ago, we put 3 bales of hay in here. They're gone through. One bale is basically gone. You can see the remnants of it right there. They'll eat through that. It's been about 3 days now that it's been in here. It's projected to last them 6 days, and it looks like it's going to, which is a great thing. And actually, so far so good about using the trees as some sort of cover, because it's been moist in the mornings, you know, it's foggy as can be, and this hay, super dry, super good, which is a very good thing. Yes, good morning to you too. I know. Okay, yeah, I know you like being rubbed, but then you don't. And that system that I'm talking about with the hay, where we've locked the cows up now for, it's almost, well, we're going on 3 weeks, a month-ish area. And what we're doing is we're putting them in a sacrifice paddock. Some people don't agree with it, some people do. Here's the reason why, and I think it's working. I really do think it's working from what I'm seeing around the farm. See, where we are in East Texas, we get basically, like last year, we got basically no cool season grasses to grow up after summertime. And what we had was stockpiled Bermuda, which lasted us until January, which helped a lot because it reduced our hay bill big time. I mean, we only fed, like, I think it was 15 bales last year, 17 bales last year, so that was great. Problem is, cows are a lot bigger now, we have a much bigger herd, and we had a significant drought in our area. Now, again, our area, East Texas, when you go and zoom in on the map, and what's funny is that in our area, for whatever reason, whenever there's a storm that came through East Texas, it missed us. It missed our tiny little pocket here. And when you look on the map, there's this little tiny square that said it went into D2 drought status, almost actually D3, which is the red. And I know a lot of you have said this, oh, you know what, this is just a normal dry Texas summer. No. You ask the people immediately around here, they even said, yeah, it was a drought. It was pretty bad. And what that meant for us is that we went on hay much sooner than last year. But I had an idea. I said, okay, if we're able to take the cows off the land, off the rest of the farm, put them in the sacrifice paddock, do a deep bedding system, and I wanted to see if cool season grasses will be able to grow up, because we had basically zero growth last year. I mean, we had minimal, if any, green on the farm throughout the winter at all. And this year, this is what we're seeing a lot of here. This, I think this is ryegrass. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. My guess would be ryegrass. I'm not that good yet. Okay, but when you look around the farm, we didn't have this last year, especially this time of the year. Look at this. There's patches of green all throughout here. And this is 2.5, well, about 3 weeks worth of rest. And we have this 2.5 week window to where it's going to be pretty warm, and we're getting a decent amount of moisture. We're kind of getting back to normal, making up for the summer. But I mean, it's not anywhere near ready to be grazed yet. But, you know, what is that? 3 inches? 3 inches tall? Okay, that's the target date to try and get them back on grass, and then put them back on hay, just so we can get another rotation around the farm, is January 15th. So we have 6 weeks. We have 6 weeks for this to grow up. And with this little window here, I know we're gonna get a frost, I know we're gonna get freezes in between there, and January 15th, but we have this 2 week window to where we'll see what can happen here. Because if we can grow this grass and be able to graze it again this year, that would be fantastic. I mean, look. Okay, I think this is fescue. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe orchard grass. Because look at that. That's let's see. That's pretty good. If we can get the whole farm to this length here, I'm ecstatic. And like I said, on this farm, we get basically 0 cool season grasses. And I'm really seeing a big improvement on our land because of our methods. See, we got here, when we first moved in here, we got here on March 3rd, 2020. So right before, like literally right before the craziness hit of the world, we got here March 3rd, 2020. I did a tour of this entire place, and I'm gonna link some footage to that right now so you can see basically this whole area, everywhere on on our land was like a putting green. There was no grass. I mean, you could roll a golf ball and it'll go straight. It's not gonna waver, it's not gonna stop. There was no clumps. There was no clumps of this. There was no clumps of even this right here. I mean, it was just golf course. If I would have gotten cows on that same day that we moved in here, they would have had nothing to eat. We would have had to feed them hay. But we didn't. We waited a month and let things grow up. You fast forward a year later, on March 1st of 2021, we turned the cows out. We got them off hay on March 1st. That's a big deal, because what we're doing by letting the land rest, what we're doing by, you know, letting the grasses grow up and get established is obviously working. Why? Because we would have had to wait another at least month, which we did, for the grasses to be any kind of grazable length that first year that we were here. That next year, we are grazing on March 1st, which was great. Now, by leaving this stockpile here, this is just dormant Bermuda grass. This is basically just hay. But I mean, we're leaving, if you hold that all the way up, I mean, we're looking at 8 to 10 inches in a lot of areas. That's a lot of grass. That's a lot of, you know, carbon. And the soil here, down here, it's actually really moist. It's black. It's nice. I don't want to disturb it too much. But you're seeing that there's growth of new plants. So we're already starting to see more improvement. And this year, by taking them off of the land completely, because last year we unrolled hay and we moved them every so often, when they ran out of hay, basically what happened. And it worked. And it did work. I mean, cows are fine. They liked eating the hay off the ground. I unrolled it. No, there was no issues at all with it. But did I see the massive amounts of explosive green growth that everybody talked about of unrolling hay? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't here. I was hoping for it big time, but I just didn't see it. And we did have what some people would call waste. I don't think it's calling waste. I think it's putting carbon back onto the soil, which is always a good thing. But this year, I'm trying something different to see if we just let this whole area rest, if we can get cool season grasses established here, and we can grow it through December, January, February. Well, we'll see about February. But December, January, February, and maybe have it pick up again in March, and we only have a little bit of downtime. So I'd say, needless to say, I'm working pretty hard on getting the cool season grasses established here. Everyone, so far, to give you, this is a little update for you guys that have been following along. I seeded out something called Max Q Fescue. It's a novel endophyte fescue. See, we're on like the cusp of the fescue belt, and we want fescue to grow because fescue is one of the best cool season grasses But we want to stay away from the Kentucky 31 to where the endophyte doesn't affect, you know, the legs, the hooves, the tails, the ears, because it's a fungus that grows in that particular grass that has a negative effect on cows a lot of the time, unless they're, you know, endophyte resistant, and that's hard to find. So I seeded out this field here, and I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. I don't know how much of this is fescue, and I don't know how much of this is ryegrass, but you can check it out. Look at how much green we got growing up here. And I don't think that, I'm looking through the camera finder right now, I don't think it does it justice. I really don't think it does it justice at all about how green this is. I know there's still quite a bit of brown, but I'm saying it's 50-50 right now. And if we give this, you know, this field here, I might not graze again until springtime, to where I allow the fescue to grow up and get established. I don't want to cut it. I don't want to clip it. I don't want to graze it. And that's to see if this can really get established here in our farm. Because if it can, it's a game changer. Because in combination between the novel endophyte fescue and what we have here in the coastal Bermuda, which everybody loves until wintertime, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I like the combination of fescue and the coastal Bermuda. We can maybe graze a lot longer into the year. Now I want to show you over here. Check this out. See that area right there that's, you know, all green? Like that circle area? And that circle area right there? Guess what was there just a couple weeks ago? Those guys. You can see the significant impact that the nitrogen load from the ducks and geese have in those areas. I mean, some people say, oh, you know, you don't have enough ducks and stuff for it to make a difference. Well, not yet, but it obviously is making a difference. You can totally see the circles, which is pretty cool. And this farm and this area in general is a great reason why Greg Judy put out that video that he just did, where he said you don't want your farm covered in more than 20% of warm season grasses, because then you have this problem. You run into this issue right here. You know, he's in central Missouri, which is, you know, up here. We're in northeast Texas, which is down here. We should have a longer growing season. We should have more green than him up here. His farm's green. Why? Because he's got cool season grasses. I was even watching Morgan over at Goldshaw Farm and up in Vermont. So, you know, Greg Judy's here. Morgan's like way up there, basically Canada, and his farm is greener than ours here. That doesn't make any sense. That means that something's off. Something has been off for a very long time, and I intend to change that. I really intend to change that. You know, this is northeast Texas. This is northeast Texas. This should not be brown. This should not be brown. We live in this little temperate little zone here to where it doesn't get too cold, it doesn't get overly hot. We should be able to grow green grass the vast majority of the year, not just rely on the coastal Bermuda the entire time, which everybody around here does. And if this works here, like I think it will, like I really do think it will, we'll probably seed out our entire farm in this Mexican fescue, because I'm really liking what I'm seeing in just a couple weeks. You know, and we might do the same thing next year with keeping the cows off the land completely and letting it all rest. So girls, I know you're not digging this, but being locked up in here is only going to benefit me. It's only going to benefit you in the long run, okay? So we'll play Let's Make a Deal. We're going to do this for a year, maybe two. And then the following years, if you have to come back in here, if we take you off pasture, it'll only be for maybe, hopefully like 20 days, if that. Maybe they'd be already back out on pasture if this was, you know, 2 years from now. So to see if what we're doing is actually going to work, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos. Hit the like button because it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Drop a comment if you like, alright? Till next time, see ya.